Rated E for everyone.
Okay, so there we go. We first see the first Asian map from Giants. As far as I'm aware, there's not been any other Asian map. Still not sure where it's based. I'm assuming Japan, but it doesn't say that in the blog. But just a quick plug, I do have a Giants partner code. If you're thinking of buying FS25, released on 12th of November, use my Giants partner code. It would really help the channel out, get me up to bronze level, hopefully, eventually, and then I can start bringing content a little bit earlier. So there is a blog up on the Giants website. You can see it here. There'll be a link down in the description if you want to go and have a look at it. It doesn't say anything too specific, but we'll have a look at the screenshots in more detail later. But first, let's have a look at the video and some of those interesting bits. It was a very quick video, lots of fast cuts. You don't really get much chance. I've slowed these down just to get a bit of a better look at things, but you definitely feel that Asian vibe about the map. I think that's something Giants are pretty good at doing. We obviously see some of what we're used to in Farming Simulator with the sort of wheat harvest with conventional combines, and also the recently introduced root crop harvesting. There you can see the DeWolf carrot harvester, but there was also a bit more of the rice harvesting. There we can see the irrigation pump, the planter, and there was also a bit more harvesting, some in-cab footage from inside of the Izeki harvester. We also got to see a few more shots of animals, some of the baby animals, the baby goats looking really cute, and those baby pigs as well. The buffalo there, absolutely fantastic. But let's get on to the screenshots. Alright, so this is the first screenshot I've got, and I mean, again, the Giants Engine 10 looks really good. I think the lighting, everything like that. One thing that I am a little bit puzzled about is, well, I kind of understand why they've done it, but everything's in English. Yeah, obviously English is one of the most commonly spoken languages in the world, so I kind of get why they've done that, but it does take away from the authenticity slightly, I suppose. But one thing I'd really like to look at in these maps from Giants is just the tiny little details they put in. I think that's something they're really good at. Makes you, have a look around and try and discover things. So the first one up the top there, you can just see it. It says Coop Haven. I'm assuming it's going to say Scoop Heaven, but the S is just out of the shot there. So perhaps ice cream's going to be one of the productions for FS25. I think it's something we'll just have to keep an eye on. And also on the other side, you can see a sign there that says Noodle Coop. So I'm assuming perhaps noodles will be one of the productions as well. And in fact, I can just see a sign further down there that, yeah, it is Scoop Haven. And also down in the bottom left corner, there's a sign with what looks like the Godfather font. So I don't know, is that an advert for the cinema that you can see in the middle there for the farm father? And also on the right of the picture, you can see sort of rainbow colours there. It says well, it looks like Star Trekker. I wonder if it's Star Trektor, something like that, play on words. So looks like we've got a tractor being beamed down. So just looking around the rest of the picture, we can see two sort of vehicles in there. The one to the left, I don't know what they like, little Piaggio type things. I know Mazda do something like that, so maybe that's another hint that we're in Japan here. Hopefully those are vehicles we can buy. I think that'll be a good fun. Maybe set up a racing series or something like that. And then just to the right there, some kind of a lorry. It's only a small lorry, but some of these places are quite small in Asia, so probably ideally suited. So moving on to the next screenshot, here we've got a harbour scene, and not too much to look at here really, but there are a few fun things like in the last image. So if we take a look first of all at the ship there that's moored up. So we can see it's called the Star Muesli, and it's from the Fellowship. So yeah, a little bit of another play on words there. I wonder if that's anything to do with the Fellowship of the Farmers from Scroft series. But anyway, so Star Muesli, I mean, does that mean that we're going to have cereal factories in the game again? I'm guessing that would be a good advert for it. And one more thing, you can just see it right in the centre of the screen now above the crane. I think that's a sign that says hats, so perhaps we're going to have a hat production in the FS25. But other than the obvious things to explore like the lighthouse, perhaps there'll be collectibles around that area. Just looking at the scenery at the background, quite hilly, so I'm guessing this Asian map, you know, it could have quite a mountainous terrain to it. And with this next screenshot, that's possibly confirmed, looking at this tight twisty road that the wagon's driving up there. I'm not sure what else there is to look at. Obviously in the sort of top right you can see some, through the trees, some grain fields. In the top left here we can see an elevated railway, and just to the back of it, right at the top of the screenshot there, 3 domes. I'm wondering if that's possibly a biogas plant. I don't think this is the best photo I've seen yet of the map. It looks a little bit bland. I have kind of adjusted the colours slightly that I do with all my videos, but at least we can see the trees are changing colour, so I'm guessing we're coming into autumn now. But yeah, I'm still excited about the game, but we'll move on to the next screenshot. So this screenshot is just showing some buildings and the area. There's no real detail for the game, I suppose. So one thing I'm a little bit confused about, Hutan Pantai, that's what they're calling this map. And although this looks totally Japanese, those buildings look 100% Japanese, and I would really have thought this was Japan. Hutan Pantai is the Indonesian word for coastal forest, and that fits in completely with what we're seeing. We've got a harbour with a mountainous area at the back. We've got obviously plenty of trees here, but the fact that it's Indonesian and not Japanese, I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. Never been to Indonesia. Don't know if these are typical buildings for Indonesia. I would have said Japan every day of the week, but there you go. Hutan Pantai, coastal forest. Okay, so we're back in the harbour, but more in the town beside the harbour. And there are a few things in here. First of all, I'm not seeing any pedestrians. I don't know. In the sort of the blog post, it does say that the final touches need put together for this map. Maybe that's something that's going to come. But yeah, so we can see some more traffic. I'm guessing the cement lorry is an AI traffic, but again, we've got that little 3-wheeler at the front and another, well, slightly larger bodied version of the lorry there. On the left here, we can see a little signpost that's saying Town Centre and Farmers Market, so definitely going to be able to sell stuff in this town. Then, as we move more over to the right here, we can see a sign for something. Now, I can't read what's in yellow there. It's something looks like comic. There's something comic in the fields and a big kapow. That's very typical of the very first Batman series, I suppose. So I'm not sure what that's about, but be interesting to actually get up closer to that sign. And then moving over to the right, we can see that hat sign that we saw in the harbour shot. Definitely clear there, it is hats. And down in the foreground there, we've got a group of isofreights all stacked up. Not sure if you're going to be able to do the same as we could with Silverrun, where we could put stuff in isofreight containers. We'll just have to wait and see about that. And again, if we can move further to the right again, we can see a little shop there with soup. I think that sign was actually in the first city scene we saw. So soup could be in the game again, like it was from the Zelonka game. And down the forefront there, we've got some, they look like, you know, gazebos for perhaps for market stalls, things like that. So this next screenshot, just a field being harvested. I think that's probably wheat. And if we look to the right there, we've got the Massey Ferguson. It's an old 8570. Great to see the old equipment still being in the game. I know a lot of people do like that, me especially. And when you're starting out, you want a combine to get going. The older stuff's usually a good price. The only other thing I've noticed in here, underneath this rail bridge, I can just see there behind that building. It looks like those domes that we saw in the sort of the look down the hill where the truck was coming up the twisty corners. Perhaps that's those domes, so we're looking from that angle. But that's all I can see in this image, so let's move on to the final screenshot. And here it is. It's the Izeki rice harvester loading into the back of one of those trucks. I think that's just a Lizard brand truck. Not much else to look at in here other than that. In the top left corner there, you can see a billboard sign. It just says something like Silos and Shenanigans streaming soon is what it is. So sort of a pretend advert for a TV series. But that's it for this release on the Hutan Pantai map. So really looking forward to it. Again, if I could just ask you, if you're buying it, you know, consider using my partner code. Really would help me out. And I shall see you all in the next episode of either my copy series that I do with Grain Man or one of the Fact Sheet Friday videos. See you later.